I was like, well, if I throw a mic on, then I can help others the way that these people have all helped me.
Born in the heart of the Pennsylvania deer camp, with the help of experts, friends, and local legends, we bring you valuable knowledge and powerful stories for your hunting adventures. Welcome to the East Meets West Hunt Podcast with your host, Beau Martonik.
Welcome back to another episode of the East Meets West Hunt Podcast. This is a special edition of the podcast that I'm calling the Gear Talk Podcast. So basically, I get a lot of questions that come in around specific gear I'm using and things like that. And a lot of times there's not really an opportunity in interviews or conversations for that stuff to come up. So I wanted to dedicate some short 10 to 20 minute videos and audio podcasts here to be able to go through and talk about those specific items, and not only the things that I'm using, but try to provide some education behind it on why I'm using it, what I'm looking for in these types of gear, so that, you know, maybe you don't want the same brand or products that I have, or maybe certain things are not in the budget right now, but at least you can have those things, those ideas in your head to be able to help make an educated decision on things. So to give a disclaimer up front, good gear is awesome. I'm a gear junkie and I have a lot of different stuff, but I'm also very lucky that I work in this industry and I'm able to get a lot of this gear either free at a discounted price, and then some things I do buy at full price. And that being said, if I had enough money to go buy tags, or I had enough money to go buy gear, I think the answer should be pretty easy, that I'm gonna buy tags. And so as I'm going through these things, think about it, think of what are priorities for you and what you can do. And what I've done over the last 10 or 15 years is build up a lot of this stuff over time. And, you know, even back before I was getting this stuff either free at a discounted price, I'd watch sales, or I'd be, okay, this year I need some new binos, or this year I need a new outer layer jacket or whatever. And I start piecing that through time. So just want to say that up front. But good gear does definitely enhance your experience in the field. So the first thing here that I want to talk about is binos. So how to choose binoculars for deer hunting on a wide range of budgets. So I'm going to go through that and help break it down. But first of all, I didn't carry binos a lot when I was younger in the field. I thought, you know, it's the big woods. It's pretty thick. I'm not glassing fields. What do I need them for? But as I started spring scouting a lot more and spending, you know, a goal of 200 miles every spring to get out there and scout and look for sheds and look for sign, that's when I really was carrying binos a lot. And honestly, it's probably the time of the year that they're utilized the most for me. Is I think anybody can relate to, you're looking out and you see something on an opposite hillside and you're like, is that a shed or is that a stick? Do I want to spend 20 minutes dropping down this valley up the other side to go check it out? Having a set of binos can help with that. And then as you roll into the summertime, if you're in agricultural areas, a lot of places that are near public land, well, some of the private land will have ag ground. So you can glass bean fields in the summertime. You can glass different food plots, those types of things, from your truck window, from the side of the road, or hiking back in. But any of those situations, obviously there's a good use for binoculars. But one thing that I've started doing is going out in the summertime and glassing logging cuts, which are the food plot of the big woods essentially. So newer logging cuts, you have a lot of blackberry briars that are coming up, some new growth browse that they're feeding on. You can gain some really valuable intel and locate deer in that way by using optics to be able to do so. And then even gas lines, power lines, those things, as that they'll come out and feed on it, and especially gas lines. I've noticed that as these gas companies come in and maybe fix something on a line, or loggers are using it as a trail to go into a different area and they tear it up, what they'll do is they'll come in and they'll fix it, and then they'll plant a lot of clover down for it, which is, you know, when you get to an area that's just big monotonous timber everywhere, they're going to spend some more time focusing on it. So that's an option for it. As you get into September, now I'll go out and I'll glass for acorns in the trees. So I'll go up and try to see the little green acorns that are starting to pop and understand where the mass crop's going to be at as you're preparing for the October season opener. Or, you know, if you're in a state where you can hunt in September, then it's real-time information there as they start to drop. But when it comes down to the actual hunting scenario, I realized that I'd spend quite a bit of time in a tree not doing a whole lot. So what I'll do is at first light and at last light, having my binos and just looking into the shadows, looking into places. If you're hunting close to bedding areas, looking for just that ear flicker that you might not be able to see with your naked eye inside of a cut or inside of a thicket, and being able to use those and have them readily available. I like to have my binos right on me or right on the tree in front of me where I can grab them easily and be able to use them. Stuffing them in your pack, really, you're probably not going to pull them out if you do that. So having them easily accessible is good. So when it comes down to choosing binos, I want something that's compact and light, because if they're heavy, they're bulky, I'm probably not going to carry them. So that's the first thing I look at when I'm deciding, okay, what kind of binos do I want to use? And in addition to that, as I'm talking about, there's a lot of places that I don't need to stretch out. I don't need high magnification. Usually an 8-power bino is a really good option for me. And honestly, it's even pretty good in places out west. So I want a wide field of view and good in low light. So when you're looking at that, so say a set of binoculars, a popular size is a 10 by 42, okay? The 10 is the magnification, the 42 is the millimeter objective of the lenses. So the smaller the first number and the larger the second number, for just a rule of thumb, is making it that'll be better in low light. The closer those two numbers get together, the worse it is in those scenarios and the less of a field of view. So to get kind of started here, that's why my personal favorite, I'll start with that right off the bat, is what I've used for the last 6 years are these Maven B3 8x30s. They're super small, they're lightweight, and they're, I mean, basically indestructible. From I do not take care of them on the level that I should. They're always banging off stuff and having them, but I like these optics a lot. I'll either run them in a bino harness or just on the strap that it comes from and just sling it over top of my body, have it there on the side. I can pull it up nice and easy, be able to check it out, and it's out of the way. But these optics, so the B3s have the extra low dispersion glass. So if you see something that says ED glass, that's really the only true way to be able to tell the glass quality. The term HD is used by a lot of companies, which I believe stands for high definition, but there's no real scale of what high definition means. That's really up to the company to determine it. So I wouldn't use that as a quality indicator. ED glass is some of the best glass out there, and it's not just Maven that will use ED glass, but look for that as you're looking through those different things. So these B3s, like I said, have been my absolute favorite ones to be able to use. And then also, like, they come in a 10 by option also, but like I said, I like the field of view, so these are important for me. And they start at, I believe they're $525. They come in a 6 by magnification, $550 for the 8 bys, and they go up a little bit from there. And then the next optic that I have here is Maven's B1.2. So these are a 10 by 42 that I have here. They also come in an 8 by 42. This is a little bit of a bigger package, but still somewhat compact. Now, where I would recommend these is if someone is looking for an optic that they want the highest quality glass, and they're doing a mixture of Western hunting and whitetail hunting, and they don't want to buy 2 sets of optics for it. this is a really good option to be able to have that. So again, you have a little bit more bulk and a little bit more weight that's associated with it, but you can use it in multiple facets. So I've been using these a lot here recently. I just got these ones last year, I believe. And yeah, they're a really good option. And for a lot of people, you know, the 10x42, 8x42 is a pretty standard size that you see across the board. So these ones have a little bit of a higher price tag to them. They're the highest of the bunch that I have here, at starting at $950. But you compare them to other companies that would be twice as much. With Maven's direct to consumer, so there's no retail markup. They just sell online. And then going into the next option, this is a set of really small compact ones. They're the Maven B7s that you can get in a 8x25 or a 10x25. As you can see, if you're watching the video version, they fold on 2 axes here. So they're not a traditional where they just fold over at one point. There's 2 different points there, which make them really, really compact. These will fit in the cargo pocket of your pants. Super small, nice for turkey hunting. They'll fit right in your vest if you don't want to wear a harness. Or if I'm scouting, like you can see on my waist belt here, they come with a little MOLLE panel pouch that you just stuff them in there, and it makes it really nice for carrying. I used these quite a bit last year, going with it. What I found compared to the B3s that are just a slightly bigger version of this, basically, is these smaller ones are super nice for being minimalist, but they take me a little bit longer to really be able to pull up and be able to get something in focus and get both of these eyepieces adjusted the way that I would like. So that's where it comes down to your personal preference on ease of use versus the bulk and how compact it is. But it's the same high quality glass, just in a smaller package. These ones start at $600 to be able to look at. So the last set that I have here is part of the C series. So Maven has 2 series of optics. They have their B series, which is their highest level grade, and they have their C series, which is a mid-tier level grade optic. So this one, the C1, I've set at 8x42s here. They also come in the 10x42, and you can see a little bit of a difference in the frame. So the frame, there's a polymer frame on it versus magnesium. Reduces in weight, but a little bit lower quality. Now they all come with lifetime no fault warranty, so even if you did break them, they would be fine. But this is more of a budget friendly option. You can get a bigger optic to, you know, go out west with and whitetail hunt, but they start at $400. So it's a really nice price point on it. Actually, these are the same ones that my dad uses and my brother uses on some of their western hunts, as well as back here whitetail hunting. So these have been a really popular option that have good quality. The difference between the highest quality in these ones, the edge clarity isn't as good on these ones, and the low light capabilities is slightly lower. Would you notice it if you just had these ones? Maybe not, but if you put them side by side, there's definitely a difference between the two, and that's why the price reflects that. But those are the different options that I have here with binoculars. Hopefully I explained some of this well and kind of what I'm looking for. Basically a mixture of, to recap, as a mixture of lightweight, compact when I'm looking at a deer hunting perspective, because I'm not using them as much as out west, but I still think they add a lot of value to be able to have in your system. If you're looking at Maven optics, you'd head over to their website, mavenbuilt.com, and you can use the code eastmeetswest-gift, and it'll get you a free gift with your full price optics order. If you have any questions, give them a call or leave me a comment here, and would love to be able to help you out. But if you like this episode, you have ideas on different ones that you want me to go through, different products, please let me know, and either leave a comment, send me an email, beau@eastmeetswesthunt.com. Yeah, definitely like the video, subscribe, and send it to your friends if you found value in it.
Hey guys, thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed this conversation, share it with your buddies. Leave us a rating, a review, and subscribe. If you want to check out more content like this, there's plenty in the links below. We truly appreciate having you guys along with us.